The system that is governing the US and many other countries in the world is doing everything to create wars and civil unrest. They love to rule in chaos and fear. The Rockefellers and the Rothschilds started feeling the heat, and they tried to escalate to survive by creating WW3 and civil wars to keep their control and their chosen leaders in positions like Biden, Sunak, Macron, and Trudeau as examples. The world population, which was asleep for a very long time, is waking up thanks to the internet and social media. We are living in an era of techno-feudalism, which is a new form of dictatorship to control by censure. Trump is only a target of the puppet masters because he is not accepting their games. Time will tell if this is true or a new marketing strategy to get him re-elected. It was thanks to the negative publicity during the first election of Donald Trump that the mainstream media like CNN got him amazing advertising for free thanks to their continuous negative targeting. CNN made a lot of money thanks to Trump, like the rest of the corrupt media owned at over 90% by the same Techno-Feudalists. BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard already own over 90% of the media and the rest of the country and corporations, including their leaders. Unraveling the threads of power, investigating allegations of global manipulation and techno-feudalism. In today's interconnected world, where information flows freely through the veins of the internet and social media platforms, accusations of systemic manipulation and control by powerful elites have become increasingly prevalent. Among these claims, one narrative suggests that a select group of families, notably the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, are orchestrating global chaos and conflict to maintain their dominance and control over nations and their leaders. This investigative essay seeks to delve into the historical context, underlying dynamics, and potential ramifications of these allegations. Historical precedents of manipulation and control. To understand the plausibility of such claims, it is essential to examine historical examples where powerful interests have indeed manipulated events to further their agendas. Throughout history, various instances point to the influence wielded by wealthy families and corporations over geopolitical affairs. Colonialism and imperialism. The colonial expansion of European powers in the 18th and 19th centuries, driven by economic interests and the quest for resources, often resulted in the exploitation and subjugation of indigenous populations. Wealthy merchants and financiers backed these ventures, reaping immense profits from trade and exploitation. World War I and II, the intricate web of alliances, economic rivalries, and nationalist fervor that culminated in the two world wars bore the fingerprints of powerful industrialists, bankers, and political elites. Arms manufacturers, financiers, and industrial magnates profited immensely from the conflicts, while politicians maneuvered behind the scenes to advance their interests. Cold War era. The ideological struggle between the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War era saw both superpowers engaging in covert operations, proxy wars, and propaganda campaigns to assert their influence globally. Powerful intelligence agencies, corporate interests, and political figures played pivotal roles in shaping the course of events. Techno-feudalism, a new form of control? The concept of techno-feudalism posits a modern-day form of dictatorship characterized by the consolidation of power through technological means and the manipulation of information. In this paradigm, control is exerted not only through traditional hierarchical structures but also through the surveillance state, media manipulation, and economic coercion. Key elements of techno-feudalism include surveillance capitalism. The widespread collection and monetization of personal data by tech giants enable unprecedented levels of surveillance and control over individuals' behavior and preferences. This data is utilized not only for targeted advertising but also for political manipulation and social engineering. Media consolidation and propaganda. The concentration of media ownership in the hands of a few conglomerates, coupled with the proliferation of fake news and disinformation, allows for the shaping of public opinion and the suppression of dissenting voices. Critical analysis and investigative journalism are increasingly marginalized in favor of sensationalism and partisan narratives. Economic dependency and corporate hegemony. The dominance of multinational corporations, backed by powerful financial institutions such as BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard, extends beyond the realm of commerce to exert significant influence over governments and policymaking. Regulatory capture, revolving door politics, and corporate lobbying further entrench the interests of the elite at the expense of the common populace. The Trump phenomenon and counternarratives. The rise of figures like Donald Trump, who portray themselves as outsiders challenging the established order, has fueled speculation and conspiracy theories regarding their true intentions and allegiances. While Trump's confrontational style and populist rhetoric may indeed clash with certain entrenched interests, it is crucial to critically evaluate the narratives surrounding his presidency. Media manipulation and public perception, the symbiotic relationship between Trump and the mainstream media, characterized by sensationalized coverage and polarizing rhetoric, underscores the role of spectacle and entertainment in contemporary politics. While Trump may rail against the fake news establishment, his penchant for controversy and confrontation often plays into the hands of media conglomerates seeking to boost ratings and revenue. Elite opposition and power struggles. While Trump may present himself as a thorn in the side of the establishment, his administration's policies and alliances suggest a complex interplay of interests and power dynamics. Allegations of collusion with foreign actors, conflicts of interest, and cozy relationships with corporate elites raise questions about the sincerity of his anti-establishment rhetoric. Conclusion: navigating the labyrinth of power. In conclusion, the allegations of global manipulation and techno-feudalism advanced by certain narratives warrant careful scrutiny and critical analysis. While historical precedents and contemporary trends point to the existence of powerful interests shaping geopolitical events and societal dynamics, the simplistic portrayal of a shadowy cabal pulling the strings behind the scenes may obscure more nuanced realities. Rather than succumbing to paranoia or fatalism, it is imperative for citizens to remain vigilant, informed, and engaged in the democratic process. By fostering transparency, accountability, and civic participation, societies can resist the encroachment of authoritarianism and safeguard the principles of democracy and freedom. Only through collective awareness and concerted action can we navigate the labyrinth of power and strive for a more just and equitable world.